All right, let's talk about, man, Zach Wilson. Really, I mean, when the Patriots come to town, now both his games in the Meadowlands against the Patriots have not gone well. First one to not go well, that was kind of, the collapse that happened last year. This year, another just really tough performance by Wilson. This is the worst he's looked all year. There's no getting around it. There was some really bad plays, and I mean, you could argue he cost his team the victory. So I know it's going to be harsh. I am being hard on him, but you know what? I think rightfully so. This was a tough one for him. So let's start off. Let's talk about it. We're going to start off with the play you see on the screen. So, this is the interception with 12:13 left in the game. It's going to be I'm actually going to highlight something early on that I want to bring up because it's a 3rd down and 7, and it's still a ball game, 9-point game. You absolutely have a chance here. Right when this play begins, you see that pick play that I showed on the screen is working okay, and really, Wilson should make this throw. It looks like this was designed to make this throw. This is what the play was designed for. I don't know what else you could be hoping for to happen at this point. I don't know why Wilson isn't just making the throw he should make. Instead, he's going to roll out, and he's going to eventually, outside the numbers, which seemingly all his throws come from there, throw one down the field, and this one looks ugly. I actually don't know if this is the ugliest of the interceptions. It might be. I don't know. I just don't know if there was maybe some miscommunication or something, because you see the one Jet player who was over there. I know it's very hard to see just the way the contrast is of all the lighting, but you see I've circled the one Jet player who was in that area who can potentially make the play. So you're going to see this throw. It's much further down the field, so maybe he just completely whiffed on one. Typically what happens in these types of situations is it's sort of a miscommunication. That's what usually happens, so I'm going to guess that's what happened here. I don't know that. It's just a complete guess. Either way, though, I mean, if you're having a miscommunication, stop having those miscommunications. Like, there's still things you can do about that. So this is the one where I'm not forgiving him. I'm just saying there's a chance that it was more forgivable, or it was terrible. I don't know. But this one, though, there's no excuse for this. One of the most inexcusable interceptions I've seen maybe ever. I mean, this is just terrible. I don't know what he was thinking here. Kind of funny, all the big 3 quarterbacks from that draft class, even though Trey Lance was drafted before Fields, it was Fields, Wilson, and Lawrence. Those were kind of the 3 that were talked about. I think Lance not playing kind of, puts him in a different category, even though, right now he might be looking like the best out of the 4 because of just not having played. Because Fields did some nice things, also had a really he had a boneheaded decision of jumping over Micah Parsons in that scenario. Lawrence had some bad plays, and then Wilson had this one, which was, just terrible. Let's talk about what happened. So, first, right when the play begins, what you're going to see here is that Zach Wilson rolls out to his right, doesn't love what he sees. Okay, fine, that happens. And again, maybe if there was a better, receiving core, guys getting open more consistently, you could argue that potentially things would be moving a little bit, it'd be a little bit easier for Wilson. Okay, maybe, I don't know. But this is a situation where his feet are planted, and it's so easy to throw the ball away here. This is one of the easier throwaway spots you can have because you're well outside the pocket. He knows he's well outside the pocket, so you can just bomb one out of bounds. You can literally just throw it. You just have to get it past the 25-yard line. If he throws it and it hits the 26-yard line right in front of him, 7 yards in front of him, then that's an incomplete pass. That's all you have to do. So I don't get how you screw this up. Wilson throws this one, and I think he just kind of got a little lazy and just sort of short-armed it and threw it in a spot where it still could have gotten intercepted, and it got intercepted. I mean, that's just a bad interception by Zach Wilson, and I mean, it's, again, like I said, one of the worst interceptions you will see. Going over here now, the 3rd interception, or I guess this was technically the 1st interception. I'm showing them not in chronological order. What you're going to see here, this is another one of those. Zach Wilson is such an unusual player, I feel like, in that this has become a common trend with him where he can make some impressive throws. I know everyone's going to hate on him after this game. Listen, I get it. There was some ugliness. I totally understand why why he's getting the criticism. He deserves criticism. He was not good. But he still can make some impressive throws, and you shouldn't use his worst game as a reason why you should move off of him or anything. I think you should use the whole body of work, which you could still argue hasn't been spectacular. I think everyone would argue that, to be honest. But you have the main reason I'm bringing this up is because these are, for whatever reason, the plays he just seemingly can't get are these checkdowns, which should not be that difficult. look at how, when Wilson takes the snap, you have a check down that's wide open. And also check out the situation. It's a 3rd down and 2. You have to get to the 45-yard line. So all Wilson has to do is make this throw, and boom, you are, having a 1st down right off the bat. You're up 10 points late in the, second quarter here. So going, maybe get more points, go up 2 scores. Should be an easy throw. Instead, Wilson just overthrows it. I mean, just a bad throw. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it other than that's just a bad throw. I don't get how that happens, really. It's just so bizarre that Wilson seemingly does this consistently. That's kind of the one thing. I feel like part of Wilson's thing is that you can't really pinpoint exactly who he is because he's so inconsistent. He'll, be great in one area and then be terrible in that area the very next play, all that kind of stuff. But the one thing he pretty much consistently does is miss these checkdowns, and this time it results in an interception. It's just hard to win that way. And finally, one more thing that, again, I know I'm being very harsh on Zach Wilson here. I'm usually not this hard on guys during the film study, but, I mean, he was terrible. Like, that's I have to be hard on him because he was really bad. It wouldn't be fair to the other quarterbacks, I think, if I went here and treated him with kid gloves. Like, he's an adult, he's a quarterback, and so, not that anyone watches my videos anyways that's in the NFL, but if someone did, I feel like they would want me to be just as hard on everybody. What's happening here is it's a man coverage play. You have Garrett Wilson running a route over the middle, 2nd down and 7. Okay, this is the way this play concept works. And right when this play begins, let's put it at about 2.5 seconds here. So this is almost exactly the 2.5 second mark at this point. So that's where we're at. You have a window to make this throw. Zach Wilson, he's just not making this throw. And this has been kind of a trend, kind of something I brought up with that first play of he's just not even running the offense at this point. Things went wrong, and it feels like he's stopped doing the little things. Like that touchdown drive that ended at the end of the 2-minute warning, like that was him just doing the little things again. I almost think he just got flustered. I think he got in his own head and was stopping doing this stuff, trying to make everything happen on his own, and that's just no quarterback is going to look great in that situation, and especially not Zach Wilson given this situation. As you see, Wilson instead tries to make something happen, eventually decides to just throw the ball away. I saw a tweet that I thought was funny and kind of accurate about this whole Zach Wilson situation, which is how come seemingly every single Zach Wilson throw happens right next to the sideline? Like that seems to be how it is. Every throw is outside the numbers, and it's kind of true. The reality is Wilson he had a bad game. And listen, that's what we know. He had a very bad game. He did not play well. This has been a weird season for him because he came in the first couple of games. I was like, oh my God, is Zach Wilson going to take a massive step forward? He looked legitimately good those first couple games. Not amazing, not elite, but he did look good. I think there's going to be some revisionist history and kind of people forgetting those games now. No, first couple games he did look good, but then he had a couple of, okay, he's not really doing too much this game. That's not ideal. And then, this game happened and he was just, again, a complete mess. There's no getting around it. That's what he was, a complete mess. And thank God he had that touchdown drive that kind of made it look a little better, made his stats look a little better, but this was a bad day by him. Some people are saying move off of him. I get the argument. I do, because of the fact that, like, hey, the Jets are good. Put the best quarterback for the job in there. I don't necessarily disagree with that. They play the Bills next week, so it's going to be tough either way. And then the Patriots again, so really rough patch. And if Wilson doesn't figure it out quickly, maybe we will see a Joe Flacco or a Mike White situation. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.